Regardless of how long we have been playing pool and what skills we have, each of us has done it at some point. Looks familiar, right? But what did we actually do wrong? Understanding what just happened and being able to fix these mistakes made me a much better pool player, but above all, a much better shot maker. Just like that, literally overnight. So in this case, I'm going to show you a bunch of extremely useful tips and tricks that will instantly take your game to a new, much higher level. In this video, I focus on two very important aspects: hitting the pocket and pocket speed. But before we start our considerations about pocket speed, we need to discover what means a situation when we try to cheat the pocket. When we face a shot with some angle and object ball is right in front of the pocket, then in most cases players aim this ball at the center point of the pocket. But situation is different if we change position of the cue ball in such a way that we face perfect straight-in shot. If we try to make position for the 9 ball by hitting perfectly straight at the center of the pocket, then we scratch in the corner or side pocket, depending on what spin we use. So in this case, we need to slightly change our aiming point and aim not at the center point of the pocket, but slightly to the left or right. Modern pool tables have much tighter pockets, and this forces players to play more precisely, and cheating the pockets becomes very challenging. If cue ball struck the object ball a bit thinner, then it going along a bit different path, and using this contact we can avoid scratch and create very good position for the 9 ball. But situation changes completely if object ball is located relatively close to the rail. This time we have smaller window to cheat the pocket to the certain side, and in some cases we can miss this ball, especially if cue ball hits rail first and we use high speed. And this is a perfect moment to move forward to discover all important things about pocket speed. Pocket speed is a billiards term, and actually it has two definitions. In the first scenario, it refers to the velocity at which there is just enough speed for the object ball to reach the pocket. But alternatively, pocket speed refers to the degree of ability of a pocket to more easily accept a shot that was not aimed perfectly at the center of the pocket. And pocket speed is actually the main reason that we missed this ball, because we played it too hard. Very often we have a situation where we experience very small angle and we try to force this shot and cheat the pocket by hitting the object ball not directly at the center of the pocket. And we can very easily fix this problem, but we need to change one thing in our stroke. The key is to play this shot much softer. To demonstrate how it works, I am hitting the cue ball on the rail right before the corner pocket using very high speed, and we can clearly see that this speed causes it to stay on the table. But in the second attempt, I aim at the same point on the rail, but I use much less speed, and difference is huge, because I was able to pot this ball. So in this case, our goal is to cause the object ball to go with enough speed to be accepted. You need to execute deep and smooth stroke using follow-through, and this time you can see that I was able to pot the object ball and make position for the next ball. But on the other hand, we experience this situation when we play very important final shot of the rack, where we feel a lot of pressure. This makes our muscles very tense and our final stroke is very hard, and if object ball hit rail first, then it may be not accepted due to pocket speed factor. So you need to remember, use less speed, push your cue forward and make your stroke softer. But at this point I need to mention another very important thing. Do not play too soft. And to explain what it means, we need to see this situation where we have final 2 balls on the table. And many beginners make in this situation big mistake because they try to slow roll this ball, what in most cases result with very painful mistake. You can aim the shot correctly and for some reason still miss it. But wait a second, why? And the reason is cut-induced throw factor, and it means that the cue ball during contact with object ball slightly pushes it to the outside, especially if we attempt thinner shots. Look at the pro pool players, what they exactly do. I'm sure that you almost never see a pro player from top of the top who slow rolling balls. We can clearly see that I prefer to use much longer paths for the cue ball and more speed. Actually, they prefer to use more difficult positioning to increase possible benefit. And this is the crucial key and makes big difference. Putting more speed on the cue ball can significantly help us to produce much more confident stroke. More confident stroke where we hit the cue ball with more speed is actually easier to execute, especially when you are nervous. And additionally, using this type of stroke, you can avoid cut-induced throw factor, so cue ball will not push the object ball that much, as when we used much less speed. Okay, but at this point you can ask me a question. Oh man, what are you talking about? At the beginning you said not to use so much speed, and now you say to hit harder? This is a joke and nonsense. And yes, you are right, but it turns out that it is not quite what you think. There is a hidden trick here that if you understand it, it may turn out to be a huge breakout in your game. As I said before, when object ball is in front of the pocket, then we aim this ball perfectly at the center point of the pocket. But situation changes completely if we move object ball closer to the rail. This time, if we have some angle and we try to aim at the center point of the pocket, then we can see that path of the object ball cuts first jaw of the pocket. So in this case, if object ball will go along this path, then it hits rail first, and if we use more speed, then in most cases this ball will not be accepted due to pocket speed factor. So in this case, if we face shot like this, first of all you should avoid hitting rail first and aim for the pocket opening. And this is an absolutely magic tip, which can highly increase your shot effectiveness. Pocket opening is always located depending on where the object ball is played from, and it isn't always center of the pocket. The true pocket opening is always located in one of the sides, and this is our crucial key to make more balls. And using this knowledge, you can significantly increase your chances of making the ball, especially if you put more speed on the shot. And at this moment, I need to show you this situation, which will be a perfect example how we can cheat the pocket and control pocket speed factor to escape difficult situation. As you can see, we need to play extremely easy 4-ball and make position for the 9-ball, which is located on the other side of the table, in the middle of top short rail. And the big problem is fact that the cue ball and 4-ball are frozen to the same rail, so we don't have an angle to transfer the cue ball to the other side of the table. In the first scenario, you need to aim 4-ball perfectly straight, and then apply low right spin using backhand English system, so I move my grip without moving my bridge. If we hit the cue ball, then we can clearly see that it struck the object ball bit thinner and follow curved path, which result that we are able to move it to the top right area of the table with perfect position for the 9-ball. But in second scenario, we need to do exactly the same things, but this time apply top left spin. Due to this contact, cue ball hits object ball thinner again, and after contact with right long rail, lands in top left area of the table. And as you could see, it was perfect example how we can cheat the pocket to escape difficult situation, but we need to be very careful, because if we apply too much speed, then pocket may not accept this ball due to pocket speed factor. I'm sure that if you pay more attention in your practice to these factors, then you will be able to become a much better pool player, but above all, a much better shot maker. Just like that, literally overnight. Anyway, if you found this lesson helpful and you appreciate the quality of my work, then please consider leaving a thumbs up for me and hit the subscribe button, because this kind of support is a huge motivation for me and great way to grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next episode. Take care.